In the midst of a fast-moving world where distractions pull us in every direction, how do we find the focus to achieve our goals? Buddhism, with its rich teachings on mindfulness and balance, offers us profound insights into this very challenge. Today, let's explore how you can achieve anything, not by eliminating distractions, but by understanding and working with them. When we think of distractions, we often see them as obstacles to our success. Notifications on our phones, the buzz of everyday life, or even our wandering thoughts. These all seem to stand in the way of our goals. But in the teachings of the Buddha, distraction isn't something to be fought against. Instead, it's an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to strengthen our mind. In my own journey as a monk, I've come to understand that the mind's natural state is not one of constant stillness. Our thoughts are like clouds. They come and go, sometimes drifting gently, other times in a storm. To seek to banish distractions completely is to misunderstand the nature of the mind. Instead, we learn how to coexist with them. Buddhism teaches us about the concept of monkey mind, a restless, unsettled state where our thoughts leap from one to the next, like a monkey swinging from branch to branch. At first, when we begin to meditate, we might think the goal is to stop this jumping altogether. But instead, what the Buddha taught is that we must simply observe. We watch the monkey, we acknowledge its movements, and through practice, we learn to not follow it. Distractions are much like this monkey mind. They are a part of life. But with mindfulness, we can learn to let them pass by without being pulled off course. Let me share a story from the Buddha's own life, an example of how distractions can be a tool for growth. Before Siddhartha Gautama became the Buddha, he was a prince, shielded from the suffering of the world. One day, he ventured outside the palace walls and saw suffering for the first time. He witnessed sickness, old age, and death. These sights distracted him from the luxurious life he knew, filling his mind with questions about the nature of existence. But instead of being overwhelmed by these new thoughts and distractions, Siddhartha embraced them. He let his curiosity guide him on a journey of self-discovery, which ultimately led him to enlightenment. This teaches us a key lesson. Distraction is not the enemy. It can be the very thing that leads us to wisdom. In your own life, distractions will come, whether it's external distractions like noise, work pressures, or people, or internal distractions like doubts, anxieties, or desires. But instead of fighting them, we must learn to bring our focus back to the present moment. Buddhism teaches us to practice mindfulness, a deep awareness of the here and now. Mindfulness does not mean shutting out the world. It means being aware of everything, your thoughts, your feelings, and your surroundings without being carried away by them. When you sit down to work on something, whether it's a small task or a great life goal, distractions will naturally arise. But with mindfulness, you can acknowledge them and return your focus to the task at hand. It's like training a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it becomes. There is another key teaching in Buddhism that helps us navigate distraction, the practice of non-attachment. In life, we often become attached to the idea of perfect focus, believing that if we're distracted, we've somehow failed. But non-attachment teaches us that perfection is not the goal, progress is. Each time you return to your work, each time you bring your mind back to your goal, you are growing stronger. It's not about never being distracted, but about always coming back. Non-attachment also teaches us to let go of the outcome. Sometimes we are so fixated on achieving a particular result that any distraction feels like a failure. But when we let go of the need for a specific outcome and focus instead on the process, distractions lose their power. They no longer derail us because our success is not tied to a single moment of focus, but to the continual return to our purpose. So how can you achieve anything, even with distractions? First, practice mindfulness. Be aware of distractions, but don't follow them. Second, embrace non-attachment. Let go of the need for perfect focus and instead keep bringing yourself back to the task at hand. And finally, be patient with yourself. Growth takes time. In Buddhism, there is a metaphor of the river. Life flows like water, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent. Distractions are like stones in the river. They cause ripples, but the water flows around them. Your journey, your path, is not a straight line. It twists and turns, but as long as you remain focused on your goal, the water will carry you there. So, my friends, the next time you sit down to work or to meditate and distractions come, remember the river. Let the distractions flow around you, but don't let them pull you off course. With mindfulness, non-attachment, and patience, you can achieve anything. The Buddha's teachings remind us that distractions are not obstacles, but part of the journey. They are opportunities to strengthen our practice and refocus our minds. So, as you go about your day, embrace the distractions, but always return to your path. With time and practice, you'll find that you can achieve anything, even in the midst of life's noise. Thank you for spending time with me today. If you found peace or clarity in this message, I invite you to reflect on how distractions have shaped your journey. Have they helped you refocus, or have they pulled you off track? If you're seeking more insights on mindfulness and the Buddha's teachings, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Let's continue this journey together, one mindful step at a time.